Hey everybody, so today we're going to do a little maintenance on the water heater, and if you don't have a RV yet and you're looking into it, this is something that you have to do to maintain it. So one of the first steps you do is you go in your control panel and you shut your water heater off. Now this one has both electric and it's direct spark gas. They're both off, and you should actually let your water heater cool for some time. Keep it off before you get started on it, and I'll show you that step in a second. Now there's a valve on your water heater. Let's see if we can get some focus here on the back of it, and the way it's going sideways, the water goes into it. So we'll just lift that up and shut that off, and now we can go outside and drain it. Now water heaters are different. There's Atwood, there's Suburban. They take different tools. Suburban have these anode rods in most of them, if not all of them, and when you open up your anode rod and take it out to drain it, you'll see if it should be eaten away, or depending on how much it's eaten up. We'll check on that later, and then you can change that out. You're going to need a ratchet with a 1 1/16 inch on this particular model that we have. It's a 10-gallon, and some Teflon tape's usually handy. The water heater flush tool, they run anywhere from roughly in around $10–15 mark. You're going to need a water hose with water. Now this might not be the time of day to do it here because the sun's still right up above us, but if you've never done this before, and a lot of you have, so this is not new information, so you just turn that around. This one comes right off the cover. Some of them, they just have a hinge on them. I'm just going to put this down. Okay, so now also on this Suburban here, there's a off-on switch here for the unit. Up top here is a pressure valve. And like I said before, you want to make sure that water's cooled off, because it can be scalding. So you let the pressure off here. And now I'm going to go and get the ratchets. I'll try and do this with one hand, but you just ratchet it off to a point where you can take it by hand. Got a bee. I can see this anode rod's getting pretty chewed up. It's getting pretty chewed up there. So we'll replace that. I'm just going to let it drain. There's 10 gallons in there. Okay, so we hooked up the water to the hose to the flush tool. There's a little switch on here. You can turn the water on and off. This will insert inside the hole over here for where your anode rod came out. See if we can get it without the sun in here. So we're just going to put that in. You can see the garbage coming out of there. That's parts of the old anode rod, and there's salt in there from, we're in the desert. Just give it out a good rinse so you don't see any debris again anymore. Just let it drain a little more. Yeah, they don't give you any kind of a drain track or anything. It just kind of pours down your unit. Guess they save a couple of bucks there. So once you see the water coming out clear, you can just reverse it and put your new anode rod back in. We'll just rinse it for a bit and I'll pick it up where I left it. So we got the new anode rod out, put a little Teflon on there. We're going to just replace that inside. Now sometimes because of the weight on the other end, it takes a little bit of finesse to get it in there. But the whole purpose of it is the corrosion eats your rod instead of your tank. I'm just going to put that in with two hands and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so the anode rod's back in. You check, and you go back in. There's that switch. Turn that back on. Make sure your valve is off, not on again. Make sure that's off. Go back inside and turn your water back. So you go back inside, turn your valve back on so the water's going in line to your tank again. You let it fill up with water before you turn it on the control panel. Now after your water heater tank fills up, then you come back, and if you're boondocking, you'll put on your propane, or we're at a park, so turn back on your water heater. In about a half an hour you're ready to shower. At night you can turn these off and they stay warm most of the night, or if not all night, and then after your shower, or when you turn it back on again in the morning after half an hour or so, have your shower, and then you can turn it off for most of the day, and even close to supper time you got hot water for dishes. So if you're paying for electricity or even propane, I mean, you can save some money there. So thanks for watching.